welcome or welcome back to Jen's Hangout. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a thing, but it means the world to me, and you get to see lots of all my content. You get notified whenever I upload. Anyway, and if you are returning, I love you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That wasn't a sign language and a bad thing, I swear to God. Anyway, blessings to you all. What are we doing today? It is another Makeup 101 with this time contour and blush. So, these are, you can pick whatever colors you want as far as the blush is concerned. I have worn everything from red to purple to orange, you name it. I've even worn black for Halloween. But the trick with blush is placement and blending, which I'll show you. And then contour and bronzer can be very similar. You can do one, you can do both, you can do none. And you could contour with a blush if you wanted to. The trick there is placement, and with a bronzer and contour, you also need to pay a little bit more attention to your skin tones. So, like during the summer, I tend to get really golden. I'll be red and then I'll go really golden. And then it just keeps getting deeper and richer and deeper and richer. So I stay away from cooler toned, more gray leaning contours in the summertime. And I get the warm, the glowy, this is my favorite one right now. This is from Adept. This is the Ayana palette. You have a matte blush and then you have two shimmers that are not like, oh my gosh, in your face horrible shimmers. They are just beautiful. They give you a glow. They give you this fresh sun-kissed look, right? But in the wintertime or in the fall, when I'm not suntanned, I go cooler because I am an olive skin tone. So I like this. My beautiful friend Joe sent me this. This is the Revolution Ultra Bronze Bronzer. So, I mean, but this is not an orange leaning bronzer. So during the winter time especially, it works amazingly well with my olive skin tone. You would also use a cooler tone if you are a cooler skin toned girly, leaning more, well, the olive. Neutrals can get away with a more cool toned, or just a straight cool tone. Now, for my liquid contour, which I love this, I also have the, oh, what are they called? Because they work so freaking well. There they are. These ones, this is the Soul Body. This is the sister company to ColourPop. Super, super, super affordable. I want to say you can get these things for like $7 when they do their sales. This is medium. Try not to ingest it. It smells like vacation. No, it does not have coconut in it, because it does not bother me. But it smells. This is the medium, and as you can see, I have a hefty dent in it. I also have the light one, so that I can switch for season. That is a great dupe for the Chanel one that's so expensive, that works so well. At least I believe it's the Chanel. Pretty sure it is. Their cream bronzer. Also the Anastasia Beverly Hills. Now, as far as placement, you always put cream on top of cream, powder on top of powder, but you put powder on top of creams to set them in place. Hope that makes sense. try to avoid cream on top of powders, because a lot of times you will end up creating patches or holes in your foundation. It can take your foundation off, which you don't want. So, placement of contour, because contour is exactly what it says. It is to frame the face. It is to give you a different look from what your face naturally is. I have a very round face, so I want to elongate my face. So I will show you the placement for that. If you have a longer face, you want to round, you want to plump it up. So your placement will be different from mine. I'm going to do really deep cuts. I'm going to shape up here, but I'm going to do it like here. And then I'm going to do my jawline, and I'm going to come down at a pretty significant angle here, and then just a little here to give you those shadows to make it look like my face is longer. You can contour your nose to make it look slimmer, pointier, however you want. I don't mind my nose at all, but I do contour it slightly. You can also contour under your lip and above your lip to kind of make them look a little fuller if you want to. I don't notice a big difference in that contour versus the others. So for a much more elongated face, if you have a elongated face and you have a fantastic routine that you love, please tell us about it in the description, or not in the description, in the comments. Please make sure you watch this to the end, you guys. I try really hard to keep them down. Sometimes they get a little longer because I get a little scatterbrained and long-winded. But my average watch time is 3 minutes, you guys. I would really, really, really at some point like to get my hours back up to where I could be monetized. Especially now that I'm starting to feel better. So if you guys, even if you just put me on in the morning when my video goes up and let it run, that would be fabulous. I would really appreciate it. So, but for a longer face, you would want to keep things more rounded. So you would do like, instead of contouring for that sharp cheekbone, you would round it out, and you would do the same with your blush. You would put your blush here, not where I'm going to put it, which is going to be up here. Everything I'm going to be doing is going to be pulling my face up. So here we go. Some people do it in the 3 method where they go like this. I found that does not work for me. It actually, which would work for an elongated face, because it makes my round face look even rounder. So what I do is I find my cheekbone and I go just under it, because that is where, I'm almost out of this. So this is the e.l.f. wand, and I absolutely Halo Glow beauty wand. My beautiful friend Jo, she got it for me, and I freaking love it. But anyway, so I go from up here and then I go down. See? And like mine, you can see the natural hollow in my face, and then I fill in right here my lovely little bald patches, because ugh, and I bring it down this way. And then for my nose, I just go very lightly like that, so you can see. And then I do just under my chin to kind of create that longer. And then I don't go all the way. Only probably about halfway do I go for my chin contour to, again, pull. I'm not wanting to round out my face. But then I go in with a brush. You can do it with a sponge as well. But you just blend it out. I love this shape of brush for contour, especially because It really gets, and it works beautifully for cream products, but it really blends out where you put it. I also pull some of that excess down. But it just works. You can really, really precisely get everything where you want it. Once I've blended it this way, I go down just a little bit, just to kind of blend it down my neck a bit. And then here, again, same thing. And then just pull it down a little bit. And you can already see how that makes it go down and pulls my face out. So, do it over here. I have a more of an indent on this side, I think. So this one kind of looks a little sharper sometimes. Excuse me. And this one, I just kind of pat it out so that it gives you that natural shadow effect. Because like I said, I don't put a lot there. And then this, I blend into my hairline. Something else you can do if you have these little widow peaks like I have, you can get the powdered. This is actually for your eyebrow. But it comes, the powder goes on the brush and the powder's in here. And you can just take this, right, and stipple that onto your bald spots, and it really, really makes a huge difference, as you can see. And I will blend that in more here in a minute. This is a great way to kind of cover up some of those little funky bald spots that we, as we age, we sadly get more of. Because nature is so kind, right? Like, okay, and then you just kind of blend it so that it doesn't look quite so harsh, right? So that is it on creamy contours, right? Now, because it is still summer, I'm not going to go in with my cooler toned one. I'm going to go in with this one. And my favorite bronzer brush, she be daddy. So we're just going to go in with this one, and I'm going to go all the way across because I want that glow. So this is just for bronzing, right? And I just follow those lines, right? But you blend them out. You blend them out. And it just kind of enhances what you just did with the cream. And I bring my bronzer down so that I look more even, if that makes sense. But there you go. So that's bronzer. That's the bronzer. Now, for the blush, we're going to do a liquid. I love creams. Again, this is the e.l.f. Halo Glow in Blush. I do 2 to 3 little dots just right up on the very top of my cheekbone. Because again, we are going for that elongation of the face. New brush now. And I'm just going to use the same brush for blush, powder, and cream. And you just blend that out, kind of do some circles, right? And then I'll bring it up onto the bridge of my nose for that sun-tanned look that all the kids are going for nowadays, right? And you just kind of blend it into your hairline. You can go blush blind if you want to. You can put it here if you want. Put a little here. Just to kind of add that flush of sunshine back, right? So that's the cream blush. Now we're going to go in with a powder blush on top of that. Now you notice I did all of this before I put a setting powder or finishing powder on top. All of this is going to kind of tone down a bit once we put the setting powder on. So I go in. This is the KVD Peony blush. They make some amazing blushes. Absolutely amazing. They're so beautiful. I love them. Another favorite of mine is the Melt Cosmetics cream blushes that they do. So with the powder, I'm a lot more, you know, all over the face. Now, I will go in with my setting powder and all of that. But that is the 101 on blush placement for a round, blush and contour placement for a round face. If you don't use finishing powder or setting powder, just a tip, take a dampened beauty sponge and just kind of pounce it on your face to set that powder. And if you used it for your foundation, it can kind of tone things down just a little bit, but it makes the powders especially blend into your skin much more. See, now I wouldn't necessarily have to powder my face if I didn't want to. And then you can go in with a cream highlighter. I would do that before you put your powders on, but now you could just go in with a highlighter, take a highlighter palette if you want, or just one regular old highlighter, put it there. Remember, this is where the sun hits, so there you go. That's it. Bob's your uncle. You're all done. If you want to be. So that was super, super simple. And you'll look, especially in summertime, you'll come out with that glowy look to your face, which is what you want. Let me know what you guys think down below. Blessings to all. I love you guys so very much. And I will see you guys later. Bye.